I don't know where you've been, but you're gonna respect this courtroom. My life has proven that it's not about where you come from, it's about where you're going. From a jailed youth who had my record expunged to becoming the youngest judge elected.
The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding.
In just 15 years. Ma'am, let me know when you want to go to rehab. Otherwise, I think you're a crackhead.
Absolutely not.
My goal is to inspire others to overcome their obstacles. You don't need him and his little raggedy roommate.
Thank you.
All while having a little fun on Mathis Court. You look like you're ready to lie right the first word out your mouth. This is Mathis Court with Judge Mathis.
Deandra Coates is suing her brother, Marcel Coates, in the amount of $15,000.
All rise. Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. You may all be seated.
Ms. Coates claims she got a loan to launch a restaurant for their terminally ill mother and says her brother didn't handle business before their mom passed away.
State your name, ma'am.
Deandra Coates.
Sir.
Marcel Coates.
All right, and ma'am, you're suing the defendant for $15,000, alleging he misrepresented his intent on paying for a restaurant of some nature?
Yes.
All right. You all married? Used to be married?
No, that's my brother.
Oh, okay. All right. You all had a good relationship most of your lives?
It's been a little wishy-washy. He was gone for a period, so a lot of that hardship, that cost fell on me when he was gone, because it's just been he and him and our mom most of our life since our dad died. So.
You all didn't fight or fuss and argue? Did he look out for you as your little sister? I mean, those things that families do?
He definitely beat up an ex-boyfriend of mine when I needed it, but when I really needed him, he wasn't there.
And what happened in this instance between you and your brother?
All right, well, it started around Christmas of 2024. Our mother ended up disclosing to us at Christmas time that she was terminally ill with lung cancer, and the doctor gave us about a year. And between Christmas and New Year's, we came up with an idea to make one of my mom's dreams come true and open up a family restaurant in her honor. And the goal was to get everything in order and open by Juneteenth. So I handled all the finances and logistics. So I applied for a $15,000 loan, agreeing with my...
Juneteenth, for those who don't know, is June 19th,
yes,
the
June 19th.
Holiday. It's been made an official holiday by Congress now, to celebrate, or to commemorate rather, the freedom from enslavement, and that the word got to, they say, late in Texas, as they didn't know that freedom had come because there was no radio, there was no television, and the plantation owners weren't anxious to let those they enslaved know that there's been emancipation. So that's what we just want them to know what Juneteenth, those viewing, is. So you all were going to build a restaurant in your mom's honor and wanted to open it on Juneteenth.
Yes.
And the holiday we just spoke of. And what happened?
Well, I found a place, I started paying rent, and now it's time for all the inspections. But my brother missed a few inspections, which already took a long time. In Atlanta, it takes a long time before you actually book it to actually show up. And he had a no-call, no-show. And then another one he just completely blew off.
I have a good reason for that.
Didn't even schedule it, which prevented us from opening on time. So we ended up pushing it back to Labor Day at the beginning of September. But unfortunately, our mother ended up passing away between June 19th and the beginning of September. So she actually
When did she expect for it to be complete?
She expected it to be completed June 19th, the original opening
You all
day.
had told her that?
Yes.
And she was looking forward to that?
Yes.
Is that true?
That is true, Your Honor.
Okay, you give me your version of what happened.
So, Your Honor, a lot of what she says is true. We found out our mother had lung cancer in December, and we came together to make an agreement as a New Year's resolution that we thought it would be something good to build a restaurant in our mom's honor, using her recipes, which she told me as a kid, and she'd always share with mostly both of us, but our neighborhood. So we did come together to make this agreement. She did take out the loan. So a lot of what she says is true, but
She didn't tell me. I don't know if I heard you about the loan, but...
Yes. We actually have text message, but we agreed to take out a loan and open on Juneteenth, and I took out a loan for $15,000.
What was his share to be of the debt?
His share of the debt? It
of
was
that $15,000, how much was he supposed to put in? Or was it to be yours 100%? Or was he to operate it? What was the agreement on you putting up your money?
I agreed to put up the money so he could run the restaurant.
There you go.
Because he has the history in
Got it.
culinary
That's
arts.
a typical deal. One person puts up the money and as a passive investor, and the other person operates it.
Coming up on Mathis Court with Judge Mathis.
One thing that she's not understanding is that in Atlanta, in Georgia, to open a restaurant, there's a lot of inspections that have to go through. Food safety, equipment approval, fire safety, and most importantly, the curation of the menu.
If you'll be in the Los Angeles area and want to bring your case to court, call 1-888-552-6878.
You're watching Mathis Court with Judge Mathis. This is Mathis Court with Judge Mathis.
Mathis Court is back with the case of Deandra Coates, who is suing her brother Marcel Coates for breach of contract.
So go right ahead, sir. You were telling me on the agreement, and what she said was pretty much true.
Right, so it's pretty much true. But the thing that's not correct is that if there's any negligence on my part on not opening the restaurant. The restaurant was scheduled to be open around Juneteenth, but I don't think, one thing that she's not understanding is that in Atlanta, in Georgia, to open a restaurant, there's a lot of inspections that have to go through. Food safety, equipment approval, fire safety, and most importantly, the curation of the menu. I do have evidence here that supports the fact that the menu was not up to standard, and I didn't believe that we should open it not to the highest standard or how our mom would have wanted it.
How did he stop you from opening it, by the way, in June? You say it wasn't ready to food or the operation? He had to operate it, so he wasn't ready to operate.
He missed an essential inspection.
Mm-hmm. I missed that because I'm a sous chef in a restaurant, and the sous chef that was scheduled didn't show up. So if I wouldn't have shown up to my or covered that shift, the restaurant would have been inoperable. So there is.
Did you tell her?
No.
Beforehand? Or immediately after finding out you had to cover the shift? Was your next call to her?
Right. Unfortunately, no, Your Honor.
Okay. Go ahead. What else you want me to know?
Well, it was scheduled to be open around Juneteenth. Mm-hmm. That didn't happen because the menu, the inspections hadn't taken place and the menu wasn't up to par. So I made the decision that it shouldn't be opened to the standard that mom would have wanted it. And I do have evidence, a text message between me and our mom before she passed, that the menu was not up to par with what she would have wanted it. So I did choose to hold off because it would be dishonoring her, and I didn't want to bring embarrassment upon our entire family to open up a restaurant if it's not up to standards to what she would have wanted it.
I just feel like he's looking for perfection when you just got to get out there sometimes. And it's costing me money. I'm paying rent for a place that's not functioning.
Right.
Now, and I'm also in debt to a loan for these things that aren't generating income.
You're wanting to just cut it all off. We should continue to build a restaurant in mom's honor.
Now, you can build the restaurant. I just want you to buy me out for the $15,000.
Why?
And why?
Yeah.
I entrusted him to.
So you don't think you can trust him now
No.
into the future with business?
When things don't go perfectly, he just kind of just blows it off and
so
pushes
you don't
it
think
off.
it would? So when did you determine it wouldn't work well? When he missed the inspection? So suddenly
Honestly,
you say, "Whoop, not going to do this business now because he missed that inspection."
No.
When did you determine you didn't want to be in business with him? Because you had so much so determined you would that you went and got $15,000 in your name. When did you determine you didn't want to be?
It was probably just after our mother passed.
She's internalizing.
No, you mean after
the restaurant failed to open on time.
That's what
and
you
then
referring?
we pushed it back. and then our mother passed.
Okay,
And then
so
that
you
date
said
came
he
and
doesn't
passed.
do good business, so I don't
Yeah.
want to be in business with you.
But it also didn't open on Labor Day because
That's
it wasn't
what I'm saying.
perfect.
That's not good business if you don't open at the time the appointed time, and the reason being is you missed an inspection, which caused you to fall behind. These are the things you've said as well. That's the reason you don't want to stay in business with him. Okay, I just wanted to know and see if I could help there, but it's tough to help you, sir. When she made a good point. I mean, you blew it in terms of meeting the deadlines and meeting her primary objective seems to have been to definitely open. She may not even wanted to open a restaurant at all or in the near future had it not been for your mother. So, and you defeated the purpose of building it to honor your mother in the way that she could experience that. And I know you want to show me something where your mom says, you allege, she says, and she wrote, you're telling me she wrote something down saying that the menu wasn't satisfactory.
Correct. It's
Who
a
put
text
the
message
menu
between-
together?
Yes.
Who put the menu
I
together?
put the menu together based off of what my mom
So
would
when
want.
she showed you that, when she told you she didn't like what you put together, that's what you're just telling me, right?
Well, she didn't think the food items were up to par
Right,
to
and
her.
you picked them.
Right.
Okay, when she told you she didn't think your menu was up to snuff, what did you say? Or what did you do?
Well, that's when I tried to curate the menu more and hold off on opening before we got it 100% the way that she would have wanted it. Because I feel like it would dishonor and embarrass the family to open a restaurant that.
How wrong was it, your menu, that you had to do so much and delay so long to correct it?
Right, we make these meals every year for Christmas, so it's like.
Well, these were recipes, the family recipes that she shared with me, and it was just something that a little bit was off, and the taste wasn't correct. She tasted it, and it just wasn't how.
And so if that's your profession, I would think no more than another few days you would have it right, or you would have it. You would have to say I can't do it at all.
Coming up.
The inspector's coming by there. Is there any way you or send someone, anybody,
Okay.
to go over there and be with the inspector? Anyone could have done it.
Oh, but he'll call me when the check is due.
Well, see, I think she's making it just about money, to be honest. I think.
What else would you like it to be about? You're watching Mathis Court with Judge Mathis. This is Mathis Court with Judge Mathis.
Mathis Court is back with the case of Deandra Coates, who is suing her brother Marcel Coates for breach of contract.
But, Your Honor, it also wasn't just the menu. It was also the amount of inspections that we had to pass. There were delays that were out of my control.
No, there was one in your control.
There was one, yeah, but that was missed because, again, I do work during
And that was the most important one.
It was one of the most
And
important.
you failed to allow her the opportunity to be there and not miss the most important inspection that caused you to delay the opening. If you'd have called her, that's all you had to do was call her and say, hey, I gotta work. The inspector's coming by there. Is there any way you or send someone, anybody,
Okay.
to go over there and be with the inspector? Anyone could have done it.
Oh, but he'll call me when the check is due.
Well, see, I think she's making it just about money, to be honest. I think.
What else would you like it to be about today?
Well, I think it's about our mom's legacy. That's why I want to continue building the restaurant and open it. She wants to just stop building the restaurant altogether just to recoup her funds, which I do understand. But I feel like I didn't expect our mom to pass in August when she passed. And if she wouldn't have passed, the restaurant would still be on track to opening where she could enjoy it, and it would be something that honored our family.
Sir, I got to tell you, I wouldn't go into business with you.
Okay.
I would do the exact same thing she said. I would wipe the sweat off my head and say, thank God I didn't go into business with him. My goodness. He got an excuse for everything.
Coming up.
Did you put any money in?
Unfortunately, I wasn't able to. She took out the loan.
Why wouldn't you take out a loan as well?
Because the computer would explode when they saw his credit.
You're watching Mathis Court with Judge Mathis.
Closed captioning provided by.
This is Mathis Court with Judge Mathis.
Mathis Court is back with the case of Deandra Coates, who is suing her brother Marcel Coates for breach of contract.
Did you put any money in?
Unfortunately, I wasn't able to. She took out the loan.
Why wouldn't you take out a loan as well?
Because the computer would explode when they saw his credit.
I had a troubled past, so, it just wasn't ideal and it wouldn't work
Trouble
out.
past like what, sir? Here we go again, another excuse. What trouble past, sir?
Well, I was locked up for a while when I
Me
was
too.
younger.
Now what? What else? Now I was locked up for a while. Now what else? You could have been a
just made
judge.
some
How
poor
about that?
decisions.
You could have been a judge and on television 26 years if you were locked up. You had a great opportunity and you blew it. I
Pretty
took
much.
advantage of mine. I was locked up and became a judge 15 years later.
Yeah.
Did a little less than a year. So how long ago were you locked up?
About 15 years ago.
You still using that game. Let's move right along. I don't want to embarrass you, sir. 15 years and you still say, well, I've had some setbacks. How many convictions did you have?
Just one.
State?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you get it expunged?
I did. After,
When?
maybe about 10 years ago.
All right. And so when you apply for a job, what's the holdup?
There's no holdup. I'm a
Right, because you say no. When they ask you if you ever committed a crime, you're able to say no.
Yes, Your Honor.
That's what expungement is for.
Yes, Your Honor.
And the records are removed.
Yes, Your Honor.
So they can't research them and say you lied. Because you haven't. Because the effect of an expungement is we're retroactively dismissing something because of your good behavior since you've been convicted.
Yes, Your Honor.
And so I don't know what your deal is. I thought at first you were telling me, well, because of my record. But now you're telling me your record has been expunged for 10 years.
How will Judge Mathis rule? Find out when Mathis Court returns.
You're watching Mathis Court with Judge Mathis.
Promotional consideration provided by...
This is Mathis Court with Judge Mathis. I don't know what else to tell you, but other than to give your sister her money back. You breached the agreement and you didn't start on time for the intended purpose. Her priority wasn't to go into business with you necessarily. Her priority was to do something to honor your mom.
Right.
And you breached your agreement, your side of the agreement to do so. And the biggest breach of all is that when you saw you wasn't going to be available to the inspector, which was such an important part of opening that business, you knew you weren't going to be available to be there for me and didn't even call her. That was perhaps the biggest breach, because had you called her, we probably wouldn't be here. She'd have had somebody, she'd have worked it out. Somebody would have been there for that inspector, looked over it, worked it out, and been open in time, Juneteenth, to celebrate the date as you had promised your mom. Judgment for the plaintiff. Good luck to you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All rise.
Judge Mathis has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant owes $15,000.
I'm gonna give you two a chance to heal this relationship. Any last words for each other?
I think it's just sad that, you brought me to court over this. I think Mom will be disappointed.
I think it's sad that after all this, you never said you were sorry.
This has been a production of Allen Media Group.